I'll tell you what, CNN should be ashamed of itself having you working for them. You are a rude, terrible person. You shouldn't be working for CNN.
这是周三早上，川普在白宫记者会上痛骂 CNN 记者阿科斯塔，说 CNN 有你这样的员工应该感到羞耻，还用手指指着对方，批评他粗鲁无礼、可怕糟糕，不应该在 CNN 工作。美国中期选举落幕，川普在白宫举行记者会，准备回应选举结果，但却与记者发生激烈交锋。CNN 记者阿科斯塔问川普为何说南美洲涌入大量非法移民是入侵，川普回答说没有，我希望他们进入这个国家，但必须合法入境。记者继续追问，川普便打断对方的提问，一度不耐烦地抢话说，你应该让我治理国家，你经营你的 CNN 做得好，收视就会更高。
You know what? That's not an invasion. Honestly, I think you should let me run the country. You run CNN, and if you did it well, your ratings would be much better.
但记者不罢休的要继续讲下去，川普直接制止，还说了5次够了。
That's enough. That's enough. Pardon me, ma'am. Folks, that's enough. Put down the mic.
并要求对方放下麦克风。川普甚至离开讲桌，往旁边走了几步，才又回到原来的位置，表情似乎显得气愤无奈。在轮到下一位记者说话时，川普打断对方的提问，拾起麦克风，忍不住在对刚刚的记者进行连环炮轰。接着才换到 NBC 记者亚历山大问问题，但他却先帮 CNN 记者阿科斯塔说话，强调阿科斯塔是个勤奋尽责的记者，这似乎让川普更怒火中烧。阿科斯塔也突然站起来插话，这时川普直接叫他坐下，但阿科斯塔不理会，照样继续说他想说的。于是川普瞧好麦克风，并看向阿科斯塔，直指他说 CNN 很会报道假新闻，你们是人民的敌人。
Over the course of just sit down, please. Well, when you report fake news, when you report fake news, which CNN does a lot, you are the enemy of the people. Go ahead.
记者会后，阿科斯塔在维特上感谢亚历山大仗义相助，不过白宫宣布将取消阿科斯塔的采访证。川普与记者的针锋相对 ，CNN 对此发声明表示，这位总统对媒体持续进行的攻击已经太过分了，这些攻击不止危险，而且令人不安，与美国格格不入。声明中更强调支持阿科斯塔以及所有媒体记者。以下是为您带来完整川普与记者发生冲突的过程画面。
In the midterms,
here we go.
If you don't mind, Mr. President, that this caravan was an invasion. As you know, Mr. President,
I consider it to be an invasion.
As you know, Mr. President, caravan was not an invasion. It's a group of migrants moving up from Central America towards the border with the U.S.
Thank you for telling me that. I appreciate it.
Why did you characterize it as such?
Because I consider it an invasion. You and I have a difference of opinion.
But do you think that you demonized immigrants in this
all.
election
No, not
to
at
try
all.
to keep...
I want them to come into the country, but they have to come in legally. You know, they have to come in, Jim, through a process. I want it to be a process. And I want people to come in, and we need the people.
Your campaign...
Wait. You know why we need the people, don't you? Because we have hundreds of companies moving in. We need the people.
They're hundreds of miles away, though. They're hundreds and hundreds of miles away. That's not an
invasion.
invasion.
Honestly, you know what?
Away. That's not an invasion.
Honestly, I think you should let me run the country. You run CNN. And if you did it well, your ratings would be much better.
If I may ask one other question. Mr. President,
that's enough.
I was going to ask one of the other folks.
That's enough.
Pardon me, ma'am. Mr. President,
that's enough.
Mr. President, I had one other question, if I may ask, on the Russia investigation. Are you concerned that you may have...
I'm not concerned about anything with the Russian investigation because it's a hoax. That's enough. Put down the mic.
Mr. President, are you worried about indictments coming down in this investigation?
Mr. President.
I'll tell you what, CNN should be ashamed of itself having you working for them. You are a rude, terrible person. You shouldn't be working for CNN. Go ahead.
I think that's unfair.
You're a very rude person. The way you treat Sarah Huckabee is horrible. And the way you treat other people are horrible. You shouldn't treat people that way. Go ahead. Go ahead, Peter. Go ahead.
In Jim's defense, I've traveled with him and watched him. He's a diligent reporter who busts his butt.
Well, I'm not
like
a big
the rest
fan
of
of yours either. So
I understand.
To be honest,
so let me ask you a question, if I can. You repeatedly
said you aren't the best,
Mr. President. You repeatedly over the course of
just sit down, please. Well, when you report fake news, when you report fake news, which CNN does a lot, you are the enemy of the people. Go ahead.
Mr. President, over the course of the last several days of the campaign, sir, at the end of the campaign, you repeatedly said that Americans need to fear Democrats. You said it would unleash a wave of violent crime that endangers families everywhere. Why are you
Because
pitting
they're very weak on
Americans?
crime.
Why are
Excuse
you
me.
pitting? Why are
Excuse
you
me.
pitting Americans
Peter.
against one another, sir?
Peter, what are you trying to be him?
No, I'm
Peter,
just asking the question.
Let me just tell you. Very simple. Because they're very weak on crime. Go ahead, take the. Well, I'll give you voters. I will give you voter suppression. You just have to sit down, please. Sit down. I didn't call you. I didn't call you. I'll give you voter suppression. Take a look at the CNN polls, how inaccurate they were. That's called voter suppression. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. President.
I'm not responding. I'm responding to. Excuse me. I'm not responding to you. I'm talking to this gentleman. Will you please sit down? Excuse me. Would you please sit down? Please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. Now that the House of Representatives
Very hostile. It's such a hostile media. It's so sad. You asked me about. No, you rudely interrupted him. Go ahead.
Thank you.
新闻时时报记者孙玉山整理报道。